everyone. Wait, is this mine? This is yours. Making sure we're on the right microphones is always a good thing. How is everyone this morning? You feeling good? Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I am the minister here at this beautiful, beautiful location. And we are here on a Sunday morning to celebrate all that makes life good. And we love to start our celebrations off by inviting everyone, if you want to stand up and move your body, if you're able, to dance with us as Anna Mello leads us in our opening song.
It might seem crazy, too crazy what I'm about to say. Whoops, too excited. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got, don't hold it back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, I said. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Happy. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, I said. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. One more time. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel that that's what you want to do.
Anna Mello! Thank you so much. Oh, well, let's put that, actually, you just hold on to that. That's all you today. What a great way to start. I've been wanting to do that song for a really long time. So when Linda sent me the email this week that Anna wanted to sing that, I said, yes, yes, yes. What a great song to start with, don't you think? Yeah. So good morning once again, beautiful humans. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I am Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here at this beautiful, uplifting, high-energy spiritual center, this church where we are here to celebrate life's good. We are here to celebrate love, because that's what it's really all about, right? Let's celebrate love. All right, so one of my favorite people in the whole world, a mystic in his own right is RuPaul Charles. Do you know who RuPaul Charles is? RuPaul is probably the most famous drag queen in existence. And I love when RuPaul gets up and says, everybody say love. See, everybody say love. Yes. We're going to celebrate love today. One of the things I said last week, and I may start saying this every week, is one of the things that I would like you to know as you come into a spiritual center, if this is your first time, is that you may not believe everything that you hear today. That's possible. But I think that you are going to hear something, at least one thing that you do believe. And today we're here to be on an exploration of understanding what our beliefs are, because as the Master Jesus said, your beliefs create your experience. It is done unto you as you believe. And so that is what we teach here at Unity of Tucson. And the whole point and purpose of this thing called spiritual practice is to make life better. So I would like us to make life better by sharing together the words of our mission statement here as they come up. Let's say this together. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. The mission is, no, the vision. This is our vision statement. Did I get that mixed up? I do that sometimes. Yeah. That's our vision statement. And the thing about the vision is that that's a great goal, right? We envision a world awakened to its magnificence, where everyone understands their core magnificence, the light that they absolutely are. Now, how do we get there? How do we get there is the next big question, and how we get there is through our mission. And our mission here is in 3 parts. They are these: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. If you are joining us for the first time today, if you're online joining us for the first time today, I would love to know that you have decided to share your Sunday morning with us. If you would be so kind as to go to unitytucson.com/connect and fill out the information there so that we know that you are with us and that we can reach out again to you and say hello. And it's wonderful to know that people are watching, right? But if you're in the room and you're here with us for the very first time, if you feel like you would be comfortable identifying yourself, we have a gift for you. So if you wouldn't mind standing up if you are new here for the first time, as Ross comes around, we will give you a gift. And we also have another, and Elaine's bringing some gifts around as well. And we have another thing that we would like for you to know, because I think it is important that we also let people know the truth of who they are. And that is what we have done here. We have come to know the truth of who you are. And it is this. If everyone would please join me in saying this: you are magnificent. You are absolutely magnificent. And I think it's important not only that we understand the magnificence of other people, but that we understand our own sense of magnificence. So let us all say together this: I am magnificent. Indeed, you are, we are. We're going to celebrate magnificence today. So it is a high-energy Sunday morning, and I also like the opportunities that we take to do a little centered practice, a little centering, a little quiet, a little meditation. So if you would like to relax right where you are, just allow yourself to come into that place of easeful presence. You can come up if you'd like. Simply relax the physical body and check in real quickly to see if there's any place where you may be holding on to any unnecessary physical tension. And invite it to simply melt away. Just simply invite that tension, whatever it is, to melt away and give way to ease. Give way to comfort. Give way to a relaxed awareness. And as we move to that place of centered awareness, I invite you to begin to focus on the ease and natural rhythm of your breath. Just becoming aware without controlling it. Just notice it happening. notice the gentle rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Just notice. Deepen into the sensation of noticing by now noticing what you notice. In this easeful and relaxed awareness, I invite contemplation on the words of this month's affirmation. I will speak the words of this month's affirmation through. Simply see it wash over you. Consider what the words mean or don't mean. Recognize your relationship to these words. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. Let's just sit with that for a few moments. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in faith. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy.
Gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Right here in this moment, I live immersed in the secure knowledge that there is only one infinite power and presence. There is only one source of all that is. There is one creative energy. There is one power and principle that is unfolding itself as all that is. All creation is the construct of spirit. It is the construct of God, where there is nothing other than God. For God is infinite. There can be nothing separate from it. And this is the truth of each and every one of us. Our core identity is this power, is this presence, is infinite spirit, is the universal harmony. This is who we are. And knowing this and trusting this and allowing this to unfold as the construct and experience of our lives, I trust and know that we are, each and every one of us, rooted in the flow of love and light and harmony and peace and prosperity and beauty and joy. I allow an ease and a grace to take over in this and in every moment. Knowing that this ease, this grace, is the desire of that which is within each and every one of us. A wholeness, a peace, and a joy. And it is with gratitude overflowing from within that I relax and allow and let it be so. And so it is. Amen.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I stand in peace. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy.
Gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. I dance in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. For the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Thank you. Just taking that energy, recognizing the holy nature of the One in its fullness, everywhere present. And so it is present right here, right now. I'm going to invite Lydia Eisenberger to join me on stage. She is our keeper of the flames. We engage in this ritual, this ceremony that we've adopted here to honor the faith traditions and the spiritual paths, the religious ideas that exist throughout the world, and understanding that each and every one of them are rooted in a golden thread of love. And that as we light each candle for each of these traditions, we are celebrating that love at the core. And so we begin by lighting a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives and the space that we are keeping open for them in our hearts. And this final candle we light is the healing candle. It represents the healing of any circumstance that requires the uncovering of the divine essence at its core, for that is the truth of all creation, all circumstances. It's all rooted in God, and so God, uncovered and unfolded in the experience, is the path to the experience of healing. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle on your left is our peace candle, which we keep consistently illuminated with this understanding. Its consistent illumination is representing the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that peace to expand and unfold from within, we create experiences of peace through our thoughts, our deeds, our intentions. And so we honor this candle. Let us honor this candle together by saying together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. Good morning, Lydia.
Good morning, Jonathan. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful too. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. You look beautiful today, as
Oh,
always.
Thank you.
So, if you are new to this community, you may be wondering, what is Lydia here now to do?
Exactly.
As the keeper of the flames, I put our keepers of the flames on the spot each week. And I talk to them about how their week has been in relationship to the homework that I offered last Sunday. And if you are new to this community, I do give homework every week because we are putting this philosophy to practice. And so I invite you to put it into practice throughout the week in your life. So the homework last week was this. Ask these questions. I'm going to go through these questions, okay? Ask these questions this week. Number 1, where am I lacking? Number 2, where am I thriving? Number 3, where am I conforming? Number 4, where am I expressing authentically? And what I invited you to do as you ask these questions, as you answer them, to discover if there are any patterns that arise. And so there may be patterns. Awareness, as I said last week, is the first step to creating change. So sometimes these patterns come up and they don't feel so good, right?
Right.
Well, awareness is the first step to creating
That's
change,
true.
and so that's
Yes.
how we step in. So in developing awareness this week, is there anything that you would like to change is kind of the ultimate question. So tell me, how did that go this week for you?
Not very easy.
No?
No, I realized how much I have been conforming in the past and even in the present. A lot. Too much to cover in 2 minutes, in a few minutes, But I can summarize it by saying that I have been conforming to things that are mandates from the government, to politicians, to educators, family, and ultimately religious too. I had to leave a situation I grew up Presbyterian, so I had to leave the Presbyterian Church as much as I loved all the congregants, and even the pastor. I used to be their secretary, the church secretary. But they believe in Calvinism, if you know what that is. Calvin says that there's only a group of people that are going to be saved in the end when the Armageddon or whatever gets here, And so it didn't jive with me, but for many years I conformed to that doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I now choose, thanks to your teachings, to thrive.
Yes.
And I'll be looking out for these little things that sneak in and want me to conform.
Yeah.
I will no longer be conforming.
You bring up a good point, because oftentimes our religious history is asking us to conform.
Yes.
And one of the things that I love about this particular spiritual philosophy, and I'm going to say this out loud, and I want everyone to hear this.
Okay.
Ready? This is the key to the entire philosophy. I am not here to tell you what to think.
Repeat it, please.
I'm going to say that again. I am not here to tell you what to think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
I trust that what I am encouraging and what this philosophy is encouraging and what all Unity ministers and New Thought ministers are encouraging is that you find out what it is you are thinking and what it is you are believing and what it is you are feeling, because as you uncover those things for yourself, you will see the construct of your life matches your thoughts, your beliefs, and your feelings.
Yes.
Right?
And like you said, it's us being aware that is going on, awareness, our consciousness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we teach doctrine. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We teach doctrine, but it's up to you if you want to adopt that doctrine. There's no requirement that you adopt anything in your life that doesn't feel right to you. So we do teach doctrine. And you know what I love about doctrine, and this is how it differentiates from dogma. Doctrine is meant to be questioned. And so I say question everything.
Yes.
Question it all. Question authority.
I totally agree.
Yes. So thank you so much for your
You're welcome,
kindness
Jonathan.
and letting us know how that went for you this week.
Thank
Lydia
you.
Eisenberger.
You're magnificent. Thank you.
Well, I am deeply grateful for this member of our community who blesses us with her magnificent gift every month. And you've already seen her today, and so she's got a great song. Come on up. She's got a great song that she has written that is going to inspire and enlighten, and that's what I love about the music that we have to offer here. So please help me welcome Anna Mello.
Thank you.
You got that okay? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it just in case. It's an absolute blessing to be here, and in bringing up some of these songs that I wrote a few years back, it continuously helps me to look at my patterns. This story is called, the song is called Stories Rattling in My Mind, and I don't know if anybody else has stories that come up every now and then and just go on, rattle. I loved whoever did the candles. I watched live stream last Sunday, and whoever was up here talked about stop in the name of love when that stuff started rattling. So I have to say, if you're out here, thank you, because that helped me throughout my week with some challenging situations where I had to go back and visit and say, okay, what are these stories rattling in my mind? And instead of being upset at myself, how about if I just said stop in the name of love and love myself through it? So it's a blessing to be here, and here we go. We're going to have fun. This is a little movement song if you so choose to.
Stories rattling in my mind. Sometimes all these stories can get me in a bind. Holding on to stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. All those rattling stories are such a silly game. There was a time when I thought I was broken. My heart was heavy with lies that had been spoken. I gave into some negative reactions and questioned my self-worth, causing distraction. Those stories rattling in my mind. Sometimes all these stories can get me in a bind. Holding on to stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. All those rattling stories are such a silly game. I see some shoulders moving. as a man thinketh, so shall it be. With this I found my freedom ticket. It's up to me to co-create my dreams, and the more happy thoughts I keep, the more my life beams. Stories, stories, stories rattling in my mind, getting rid of crazy stories that keep me small in mind. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I'm done with sorry stories and playing mind games. You can clap. Helps me keep the beat. With new awareness, I now live my life, writing new stories of more joy and less strife. I know my worth and I go for the best. I affirm health and wealth and let go of the rest of those stories, stories, stories rattling in my mind. Getting rid of crazy stories that keep me small in mind. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I'm done with sorry stories and playing mind games. Stories, stories, stories rattling in my mind. Getting rid of crazy stories that keep me small in mind. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I'm done with sorry stories and playing mind. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I'm done with sorry stories and playing mind games. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I'm done with sorry stories and playing mind games. Wow. Wow.
Anna Mello! Thank you. So blessed, so blessed, so blessed, yes. Stories, stories, stories. Lots of stories, yes. I tell myself lots of stories all the time. One of the stories that I tell myself, and this is one thing that I actively work on in my spiritual practice, is letting go of anything from the past, and that can be a challenge. Anyone ever have that experience of challenge, letting go of things from the past? Many years ago, gosh, probably about 15 years ago now, I was in a workshop, and there was a participant in this workshop with me who quoted a minister friend of theirs. And boy, this is a quote that I have carried with me since then and will carry with me into eternity because it so resonates with my soul. And it really speaks to how challenging it may feel sometimes to let go of these things from the past. The quote goes like this: I have often found that when we are poised and ready to move past something once and for all, it fights like hell to stay in our experience and maintain its hold on us. And then the quote ends like this: it's the last gasp of a dying fear. Yeah. I have often found that when we are poised and ready to move past something once and for all, it fights like hell to stay in our experience and maintain its hold on us. It's the last gasp of a dying fear. There are things that we hold on to so strongly, and they sometimes benefit us. They don't always benefit us. But I am ready once and for all to let go of the things that no longer benefit my thriving in this thing called life. And it all comes down to the stories we tell ourselves all the time. No matter what. Here's the thing. No matter what, we are always telling stories. Just like you say, we're always telling stories. So it really does beg the question, as you experience through the telling of her story in the song, are we going to tell these stories or are we going to tell these stories? Because whatever story we are telling is rooted in a belief system within, and that is what is showing up as the construct of our lives. So there was a story that was being told for 20 years. I'm going to go back, I'm going to talk about a 20-year-old story. And I'm not talking about the 20-year-old story that you might think I'm talking about yet. Because we are having the experience of a 20-year story. Right? But in 1983, In 1983, there was a story that was 20 years old that I heard all the time, all over the place. And it was rooted in this question: do you remember where you were when JFK was assassinated? That was the big press, that was the big story, right? That JFK was assassinated in 1963, and in 1983, people were still asking the question, do you remember where you were? And everybody says, I know exactly where I was. I remember exactly what I was doing when I heard the news, right? That story doesn't really hold so much anymore for us, does it? Because we have another story that we've moved on to. Because I guarantee you, if you are of a particular age to have remembered where you were on September 11th, 2001, I could ask you, do you remember where you were on September 11th, 2001? And you would probably across the board be able to say, I remember exactly what I was doing, exactly where I was, and exactly the reaction I was having to it in the moment. Because here's the thing. In 1983, I didn't have a connection to that event. I was too young, sorry. I was too young to have a connection to that event, but it was a story that became part of my story, and we do that too, right? We take on the stories of other people, and we adopt them in some way as our own. So it makes me wonder about the people who are below the age of 20 now, who are buying into the stories that we are telling about what happened 20 years ago yesterday. And to what degree are they adopting them as their own story in some way, and how is that unfolding in the experience and expression of their lives? We are a generation removed from the events that occurred on 9/11/2001, an entire generation. There are those who will have little connection except in the stories that they are told, and there are those who can tell you exactly where they were and what they were doing when it happened, or when they found out about it. There are two things that I am passionate about. Two things that I am incredibly passionate about in my life. I am incredibly passionate about spiritual community, and I am incredibly passionate about spiritual education. Because I believe that the way we lessen the effect of the past story is to develop spiritually based life skills. And for me, I have found the path to doing that through spiritual community, being with like minds, and spiritual education, studying principles that I can put into practice in my life. That's how I have come to shift my entire perspective. Because 20 years ago, I did not have the tools to handle, from a spiritual perspective, what was being experienced. I like to think now I'd be a lot better at handling it, but I don't know. I can't say that for sure. People find themselves in spiritual community, and this may resonate with some of you. You may find yourself joining a spiritual community or showing up on a Sunday, even if you've never been here before, showing up to find God, right? Because there must be something more, especially in the wake of tragedy. There must be something more. How do I reconcile the grief and the tragedy and the experience of that which was with who I understand myself to be and my relationship to that which seems greater than me? So people come to spiritual community searching for God. And then they come to a place like this. See, everybody's laughing because they know what the punchline is, right? You find yourself in a place like Unity, and in Unity we stand up and we say, it's all God, all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, because we are the ones who assign the adjectives good and bad to things. It's all simply the power unfolding itself. There is no man out there. So when we search for God, ultimately, what is it we find? We find ourselves. We find ourselves, if we are open to it. That's what we find. Because it's not the church where God resides. It's not a building. It's not even the planet. It's the universe. It's the universal wholeness. and that which is beyond that which we can see and feel and touch and taste and experience. It is the core behind the experience. That's what God is. The space where you are, no matter where you are, is a space that is sacred and holy. God is not found just within these walls. God is found here. And that's how I have come to be able to release the stories of the past and let go of their hold on me and find myself really adopting a deeper understanding and experience and expression of that mission that we carry here. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. You know, you alluded to the idea that sometimes it's not easy, right? That's not easy always. It's simple statements. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. But when you get to the core of it, simple is not always easy. And so what we find is that what I can invite you to find within your own heart is the ease that allows a deeper understanding of those principles and chew them up and really explore them. And say, what does it really mean to me to love only? What does it really mean to me to forgive everything? That's a hard one for a lot of people. Because and I'm not asking for a show of hands, but if I were, I would bet that a majority of the people in this room and online, if I said, is there something in your life that you have not forgiven? I bet the majority of the hands would go up. And I hold myself to that. There are things in my life that I'm still working through to forgive. As long as we're on the path, we will find the resolution. And so keep working at it, keep doing it, keep crossing that threshold. Keep crossing that threshold, and keep crossing that threshold. And remember who you are. I could ask the question, who are you? And there would be as many answers as there are people who hear the question. And that's such a good thing, because God is expressing itself by means of each and every one of you, by means of each and every one of us, uniquely. And how glorious is it that we are each unique in our expression? Which is why last week I talked all about the ways we try to conform and to really let that go. Let go of the conformity. So right here, right where you are, the wholeness of God is expressing by means of you. Right where you are is sacred. And you carry that sacred space wherever you go. God is always present, no matter what. We are the power we seek in places like this. We are that power. So people come to these communities, they come to these churches, and there's a philosophy that we offer, but why do they stay? They stay because of the community. They stay because of the comradeship, because of the shared interest. And I'm grateful for those who choose to stay and move through this thing together, because you know what? We're all in this together. I really did just quote High School Musical. We're all in this together. It's one of the things that I keep rediscovering. In every community that I have been a part of, I keep rediscovering that magnificent bond that can be created through the understanding of who we are. That there is absolutely no separation between me and the infinite. There is no separation between you and the infinite. And as we resonate and understand more profoundly the interconnectedness of all life, then how could we ever consider the isms and the phobias being part of our experience? Because when I know who I am wholeheartedly, and I recognize who you are wholeheartedly, and vice versa, when you know who you are wholeheartedly, and when you know who all people you encounter are wholeheartedly, well, then we have eliminated that which leads to isms and phobias. That's a great benefit to me of being on a spiritual path. There will always, 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 I think, be a need for gathering spaces. And I'm grateful for the gathering spaces where we can explore these ideas. We are on a consistent path of deepening. The thing is, it's funny, is like we talk about, we want to reach enlightenment. But what does that really mean? It means shining our light more brightly, but knowing that there's always more light to shine. Because it's consistent unfoldment. It never ceases to be. In spaces like this, we learn to engage deepening purposefully. Part of that is being willing to cross that threshold of what was, the stories, and move into what will be, the vision. If we are here to, as our vision statement offers, be awakened to the magnificence of all that is, to all people understanding who they are, if we are truly engaged in crossing the threshold into the expression of that vision, then we have to let go of the ways in which we demean or hold people down or consider them less than, including ourselves. We have to stop demeaning ourselves, putting ourselves down. We must cross that threshold from the stories to the vision. And accept that we are ultimately the living embodiment of that threshold. Because we're always in the in-between place. We're always in between the stories we are telling and the vision we hold for our future. We're always in this here and now moment. We are never not in the in-between space. The expression of who we are, when we move past the stories is how we will decide collectively if we are building a better world. It's hard not to think deeply about the events of 9/11, right? And let's face it, you could not turn on the television yesterday if you chose to turn on the television yesterday. You could not turn on the television without being bombarded by that story. Because 20 years, that's a big milestone. But here's my question. Is anybody turning on the television and talking about the events of 9/12? Where were we the next day? Where were we the next day? Because here's what I think happened. There was an emergence that unfolded the next day and has continued and continued and continued. We have learned the stories of the heroes and the helpers, and those are the things I think we should be focused on. What happened on 9/12? That's crossing the threshold from the story and allowing the vision to take over. For me, it begs the question, when we step up and step out into the experience and expression of our wholeness, who and what will we truly be? Now, you've heard me say, fundamentally, we can be nothing other than divine presence. We can be nothing other than God. We can be nothing other than infinite spirit expressing as us. But do we truly know it? Do we truly embody and express that in everything we do? Are we living the life of the emergence of the heroes and the helpers on 9/12, or are we going to be rooted and stuck in 9/11? I'm actually really grateful that the 12th of September landed on a Sunday this year, because it does allow us to say, I don't need to be stuck in that any longer. We get to decide who we are in this shift. Will we be the ones who welcome a new world, or will we be the ones who are stuck in the past and fight a new world? Will we be the ones who express more love, more light, more life, more compassion as we progress? And it is about progress to progress without regression. The moment we lay claim to the stories of our past, we are holding back our progress. It is not to say that we should not have learned from that, but once we learn, we must take what we have learned and evolve into what is to be. And that unfolds magnificently through the work we do in the world. In James chapter 2, it is said, faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. But here's the thing. A lot of people take that and they say, I must be doing the work. But faith precedes the work. Faith precedes the work. The works must be born of the faith. And so our work in spiritual practice is to engage in the practice and allow that which is to be to unfold from the practice. That's another form of crossing the threshold. Prayer should impel action. That's why whenever we have challenges in life, in this philosophy we teach, pray first. Pray first. Come to that deepest understanding of the truth of who you are. Number 3, remember who you are. Pray first and allow the impulse of spirit to inform the action. Prayer should impel action, not the other way around. So ask the question today and every day, and this is really how I choose to cross the threshold today. Ask this question today and every day. How can I help? How can I help? Don't just ask it directed outwardly either, but be willing to look within. How can I help myself? Because the degree to which I help myself is the degree to which I live in the capacity to help others. Ask your inner life and find the way and the willingness to serve. And perhaps even be willing to serve in new ways, unexpected ways, ways that will stretch and push against the limits of your comfort zone. That is crossing the threshold. Crossing the threshold from the comfort. Cross that threshold to go beyond your comfort zone. Moving through that liminal space from what was the known to what will be the unknown, and allowing the freedom of discomfort to be okay. That's the last gasp of a dying fear, that discomfort. I'll say it again. I have often found that when we are poised and ready to move past something once and for all, it fights like hell to stay in our experience and maintain its hold on us. It's the last gasp of a dying fear. This month's theme is communion. As a community, those words are essentially the same. Communion implies a reliance upon one another. And so I'll just remind you that none of us is alone in this experience of life. And so if you feel separate or solo or alone, you have a place to reach out to. You have a spiritual family that you can call upon. I am someone you can call upon. Know who your tribe is. In the lyric, stories, stories, stories rattling in my mind. Gosh, I've experienced a lot of that. Getting rid of crazy stories that keep me small in mind. Letting go of those stories of guilt, doubt, and blame. I am done with sorry stories and playing mind games. I'm done letting it go. How about you? You ready to let go of those stories today? You ready to step and cross through that threshold from the level of comfort through past your comfort zone and say, yes, I am here. I know who I am. I embody love only. I embody the infinite forgiveness of spirit, and I am here to be of service. How can I help? Truly release those stories. Let us make that commitment today to truly release the stories, to find ways to be of service, to deepen in faith prayerfully, and then be impelled into action and find the answer to that question. How do I cross the threshold? How can I help? I guess those are 2 questions. Oh, well. That's the message. Cross that threshold today. Ask the question, how can I help? And then act upon the answer. Peace and blessings to you. You are magnificent. So the homework today is to take a deep dive into your heart and consider new ways to be of service. not from a sense of obligation, but as an affirmation of faith. And in prayerful consideration this week, and I really do mean that, in prayerful consideration this week, ask the question, how can I help? And then even more important, act upon the answer that is uncovered. I'm going to invite us all to reflect on whatever it is that has resonated with us here today. Simply allow whatever kernel of truth to be present for you. Let it be easeful and gentle. Simply let it be as we step into the awareness of the wholeness that we are.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am, God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
God is right here and right now. For there is no place where God is not. There is only God. There is only this infinite creative source and spirit that is unfolding itself magnificently as creation, as all that is. And this is inclusive of each and every one of us. There is no separation from God. We are not standing next to God. We are not with God. We are of God. Every aspect of our being, every soul, every fiber, every cell is God. And understanding this and allowing this to be at the forefront of my thinking process, at the forefront of our expression, I know that I am guided at all times to live wholeheartedly from this point of view and allow love, light, life, beauty, joy, and peace to be present as the power. And so I give over with gratitude overflowing from within to this good, to this flow, to this expression, and to this experience. And in doing so, I easefully rest, knowing that I am impelled through that faith into action. So all is well, and I simply let it be. As I relax, release, let go, and allow. And so it is. Amen.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
And so it is. Amen. I'm going to invite Laura Cass to the stage. Laura is the president of our board, a magnificent board of directors who guides the business of this magnificent organization, and she is here to lead us in our giving today. Hello, Laura.
Hi, I'm barefoot.
And welcome back, and aloha.
Yes, I've just spent a month in Hawaii, and can you tell? I don't even care if I have shoes on. So, besides, it's fun to go because then I have an opportunity to go to different churches. I did go to Unity of Kona, where they opened up by someone blowing a great big conch shell and then having a Hawaiian prayer chant. And then we completed the service with the first chapter of Aloha Oi. Wonderful. Then I went to a CSL and met two of Jonathan's dear friends on Kauai, and the minister was barefoot. I thought, oh, why not? I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still coming down, and I may never. But I want to tell you, the ocean is still there, no matter what you're worried about. The ocean is still there. I saw it. Anyway, we're here to talk about giving, our giving statement this morning. And I'm so glad to hear the things that you had to say, because we're all community. We're all here together. It's wonderful. We have so many ways to give. It keeps the lights on. It keeps Jonathan fed. That's really important. So, I mean, it's all good. It's exciting because we know who we are. We welcome all denominations, mostly 10s, 20s, and 50s. So, anyway. What's wrong with me today?
There's nothing wrong with you today.
Right, okay. Okay. So we know all the wonderful myriad of ways we can give. You can go to the bookstore right after the service. They'll take your credit card. They'll take your debit card. We're not passing the baskets, but we do have baskets in the back. You can call the church during regular hours, Tuesday through Thursday, and Saturdays, 12 to 5 o'clock, something like that. 9:30.
9:30 till 5.
Thank you. See, I'm in a Hawaii state of mind. Anyway, and you could also send a check in the mail. There are really old-fashioned ways of doing it. That works. But again, time, treasure, and talent. Everything that each one of us has to give matters in every single way. And when we're talking about giving, it's not only just the dollars, but it's also participation. You know, we have it, I'm probably off track here, but we have a big community sale, yard sale coming up here. You know, it's doing those things, it's volunteering, it's helping everybody out, it's helping one another, all of us being community. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do and will do and are doing. God bless you all, and you can also text if you have a smartphone, and I don't know how to do this. I tried to do it the other day and it didn't work. But anyway, when I have troubles with my computer, I go, Jonathan. Anyway, so you can text Unity Tucson to 73256 if you're really tech savvy. So we have a great deal of gratitude, love you all, and it really is great to see you. So let's share our statement together.
I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. And so it is. Yes. Thank you so much, Laura. Next week, I may not wear shoes. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I love getting pedicures. So a couple of things that are happening here at Unity of Tucson. There is a new member class that is being held next Saturday at 4 p.m. Many of you have already reached out to me. If you have sent me an email, I believe I've received it, but I will be confirming that I received it this week. So be on the lookout. If you've already sent me an email to let me know you're going to be there, I will respond and let you know that I've received and will be expecting you. If you would like to join in that class, it is part of becoming a full voting member of the organization. Please do send me an email and let me know to expect you. That is next Saturday at 4 p.m. We are also having a town hall meeting a week from today after the service. So next Sunday, September 19th, after service, there will be a membership town hall meeting. We just want to give you an update as to what's happening with the church, where we are, and how we're doing operationally and administratively and with all the business stuff. Because, you know, this is a business as well, and we have to make sure that we are meeting our goals as well as a business. So, new office and bookstore hours. This will probably come off next week because we've been announcing this for, I think, about a month now. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 9:30 until 5 is when we are open. Sundays, the bookstore is open from 9:30 till 12:30. We are now closed on Monday and Friday. Tai Chi with Monk is back Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. in room A. Gentle Yoga with Lynn is on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. in Harmony Hall. You can join for those experiences. Also, Christina Gilman is offering her Express Your Magnificence communication workshop. It begins this Thursday, September 16th. If you would like to speak to Christina, there she is. If you'd like to speak to Christina, she is here. She will be happy to answer all of your questions around her Express Your Magnificence. It's a communication workshop, so looking forward to that. Molly is taking reservations now for our Unitix outing to Gaslight Theater, which will be on December 18th at 12 noon. Are we collecting money yet, Molly? Not yet, but we will collect money. Right now, we're just taking the reservations, and then we'll reach out about how to pay for those reservations. So if you would like to see Molly, she'll be in the lobby following the service, or if you're online or would like to just send her an email, you can send her an email at mollyhnelson@gmail.com to make sure that you are joining our group. We have reservations for 60, so it'll be a good group of us to go to Gaslight Theater that day. We are continuing to collect money now through November 23rd for our roof repair, our roof replacement. The 80 by 80 fund is our goal to reach $80,000 by the 80th birthday of an anonymous contributor, and that 80th birthday is on November 23rd. So we invite you to make an additional contribution to help support replacing our roof, which we definitely need to do. We are also accepting items now for our indoor community yard sale. You can bring those anytime during our office hours. You can bring them on a Sunday. We are storing them in room 4. The yard sale itself will be on November 19th and 20th, so please let all your friends and family and everyone know about that, because all the money that is raised as part of this yard sale will be contributed to the roof fund as well. If you are giving online for the roof fund, make sure that you choose the fund, 80 by 80 roof fund, from the drop-down menu under fund, so that we know where to direct that. What else is happening? Those of you, I don't know that this meeting is happening because nobody RSVP'd yes. Is that correct, Ed? Yeah, so there's no meeting happening today with Ed Savard, even though it does say that will be in room A. If you do get an invitation, when you get an invitation, the meeting will be in room A. Also, small group sign-up is happening today. I'm so excited. We have 3 magnificent groups that are going to be meeting. We have spiritual couples, which will be led by William Summers and Anita Summers. We also have modern metaphysics, where science meets spirituality, which will be led by Chris Paxton, and we have Healing Through Joy with Robbie Jean Chandler. Spiritual couples and modern metaphysics are both monthly, ongoing spiritual groups, and these are small groups, so there is a limit of 10. So one of the things I am asking, and we are asking, is that you only sign up for one group so that there are options for everyone who wants to be part of a group to be part of a group. Healing Through Joy is a limited group. It's going to be a 10-week group meeting, and it is a weekly group as well. So all the information for that is out in the lobby. The sign-up sheets are in the lobby as well, and you can ask William, Anita, Robbie, Jean, and Chris, who will all be in the lobby available to you, any questions you have about these particular small groups. But I'm so excited that we've got interest in small groups happening here. It's a great way to build community. So sign up for a group today. I want to say thank you to everyone who made today's experience. Oh, sorry, before I do that, I want to let you know, too, I got this note from Chris, who leads our youth group. Today, the youth group is going to be talking about interconnectedness of all things. Sound familiar? Different ways that we can tap into that matrix to commune with all things. And one of the things they're doing is they're watching a video about, the Masaru Emoto, the water experiment. They're watching a video around that today, and then they're going to they've been infusing bottles with energy, and they're going to have them to share with you in the lobby at the end of today's celebration. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. So thank you to our tech crew, Wally and Don and Aiden, for all your magnificent work, allowing us to be seen and heard. I want to say thank you to Laura and to Lydia for your participation today in this celebration. Of course, thank you to this magnificent group of musicians, Linda, Joshua, Raphael. Speaking of magnificent musicians, let us honor our magnificent gratitude to Anna Mello, our guest today. Thank you so much. And as she makes her way back up here, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known here, not just at this place, but in life, because you are worthy of celebration. So we're going to end our celebration here today. Thank you all for being with us online. We're going to end our celebration here by sharing the prayer for protection and then going into our final song. Share this with me if you would, please. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen.
Feel free to get up and dance and move the body. The word has been spoken. The songs have been sung. Our hearts have been opened together as one. Center of creation, we are divine congregation. We are no separation. We are here we stand. The power of one hand in hand. We shine like the sun. Here we stand together as one family. Here we stand. The truth has been spoken, the message received. Our hearts have been opened to what we believe.